morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to a new week here on AM Buffalo. Since we last spoke, we have a new president, Donald Trump, and in his inaugural address, he stressed American jobs. So this morning, we're going to start right off on that topic, looking at what are considered to be the hot jobs and employment trends for the coming year. We're going to do this with Jim Link, Chief Human Resources Officer for Randstad North America, named the Human Resources Executive of the Year in 2013. And he is here with us via satellite with the 2017 Hot Jobs Report. Welcome, Jim. How are you?
Good morning, Linda. It's great to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Sure. Tell us about the 2017 Hot Jobs Report.
Each year, our recruiting specialists go out and help us identify what we believe to be the trends that are upcoming for that year. And in 2017, we were seeing some very, very interesting things with what's available and what we believe to be coming. First, science, technology, engineering, and math is going to be very, very important. But we're continuing to see sustained growth in things like accounting and finance and human resources and, of course, IT.
Okay. Were there any highlights from this report?
Yeah, there are several highlights that are important to note, and one is the change in what workers themselves are after. This year, for the first time, workplace flexibility became more important to a worker than health care or promotions or a career ladder. That's a significant change, and it's a reflection of what the workplace in the future is going to look like. We just don't know for sure how we're going to adopt and adjust to be ready for that.
Workplace flexibility, that's very interesting. That you're right, people's life while they have this job and how they're going to manage their life, it obviously is of paramount importance to a lot of people. They're starting families. They may not want to move as much. That makes total sense. Can you tell us what the regional job outlook is?
Sure. There are many different ways to think about regionalization when it comes to the job marketplace. But in most places, including in the Northeast, we're going to see sustained economic growth. And of course, jobs fuel that growth. When you think about the capability that we have, particularly in the Northeast, we're still seeing growth in professional and business services. Manufacturing is flat to slightly up, but all of those areas will fuel lots of improvement in how many positions are available and in all kinds of different areas where that we can actually fill jobs. Things like artificial intelligence, things like robotics engineering, but then also positions that are in the back office of a company or an organization. And we'll need more of those as our economy continues to improve and grow.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to watch and see if manufacturing jobs actually do go up in the future with what President Trump said during his inauguration. What does a low unemployment rate mean for job seekers?
You know, a low unemployment rate is really bad news for employers, but it's fantastic news for someone looking for a position. It's really the law of supply and demand. And if people are out there working and hopefully happy in the work that they're doing, when an employer has a position that opens up, it's harder to find candidates to fill those much needed positions to fuel and sustain that growth. So a low unemployment rate generally for job seekers, it's a good thing.
All right, so Jim, what would you say are your top tips for job seekers?
First, be aware of what the market looks like, understand what you should be paid, and help to go out there by putting yourself in a positive light. You can do that by having a great resume. You can do that by listing on your resume career experiences and volunteer experiences and things that might happen outside of the workplace so that an employer gets a really good view of who you really are. And hopefully that will make you even more desirable for that person for you to be selected to come to work in that company or organization.
And the one thing we haven't talked about, what does the report show about the trend for salaries?
Yeah, salaries are growing and they're seeing sustained growth for the first time for the second consecutive year. 2016 was the first time that we saw wage growth overall since the Great Recession. So that growth in 2 years in a row will be very, very important. There's absolutely no indication whatsoever that it's going to slow. So we can expect to see more wage growth in all areas in 2017.
All right, and where can we find, Jim, the full list of hot jobs?
Well, we want you to go two places to look for that information. The first, obviously, is hotjobs2017.com. All of the most visible and new jobs are on that list, and you'll be able to see those there. And then if you're in the job market, please go to randstadusa.com because we put people to work every day.
Well,